we've all been exposed to a great deception in this whole European Union farce. We voted to leave, and we've expected to regain control of our economy and our borders and our government and our cash. And yet, this so-called agreement that Theresa May has negotiated with the European Union, with the Brussels bureaucrats, is in fact just a surrender document. She's just bowed the knee to the globalists, to their agenda. We're not regaining control of anything. In fact, at least on the surface, we're going to be in a worse situation. We're going to become what Jacob Rees-Mogg called a vassal state. We're going to be directly dictated to by Brussels. It's going to be just seen to be obvious now. In the past, we had this illusion of political inclusion, where we somehow we could bring the Brussels bureaucracy to account. We could sort of demand that they listen to our voice and take account of that. But of course, they never. It was all a bluff. But that illusion has been stripped away now. We're simply going to be imposed upon by the Brussels bureaucrats. This was always Theresa May's intention. I remember when she won the Tory leadership and she made her speech, her acceptance speech. She never won it, really. It was just given to her. It was by default. And what she said was just social democratic waffle. It was nonsense about multiculturalism, about including minorities. I thought, this has nothing to do with conservatism at all. This has nothing to do with British patriotism. Of course, she never wrote her acceptance speech when she became leader. It was written for her. And everything she says seems to have been written for her. And she just repeats it parrot-fashion. She's not a thinker. She doesn't think about anything. She's already worked out what she wants. And she's created this mirage that she wants Brexit. Brexit means Brexit. Just a cliche. She wanted all along for us to remain within the European Union structure. For the British, she believes in her heart in a post-national state. She's a globalist. She's working for their agenda. She's working for invisible forces behind the scenes. And we're just supposed to sort of go along with this because the bulk of the Tory MPs obviously are still going along with it. They've all been bought. They're all careerists. They're all sort of worried about their seats and their incomes. Theresa May, she would say anything and make any deal to push forward this globalist agenda. I've no doubt about that. The woman just cannot be trusted. She has not got our interest at heart. Now, this so-called agreement means that we can't make trade deals with other nations now. So we can't become part of the world, the free trading world again. We're still controlled by the European Union and the agreements they make with other countries. I mean, the European Union just made agreements with South Korea, with Canada, with New Zealand. It was easily done, in relation to goods that they were involved in trading. We could easily make a deal with the European Union, cut our losses and get out. But we won't be able to do that. Theresa May has guaranteed that the real sovereignty will remain with the European Court of Justice, that the regulatory body will remain the Brussels bureaucracy. Not only do we have to continue to obey their laws, but new laws they bring, new regulations, we'll have to obey those as well, even though we have no input into their formulation. Not that we ever did, but we had the illusion of an input. So politically, we're going to be shut out of the European Union, but all the control of the European Union will remain. That's what a vassal state is. We're simply going to be dictated to. Of course, this was the reality in the past, but it was all hidden behind this sort of coffee-coated, chocolate-coated sweetness. But the reality was always the hard truth, that we were being stripped away as a nation and we were being taken control of by the European Union. Now, how can we respond to this? We have to get rid of May. It's obvious that there is a strong faction within the Tory party which does not respect democracy. It's obvious that the Labour Party has no respect for British democracy whatsoever. I mean, they'd be quite happy for us to surrender all our lawmaking abilities to the European Union. Jeremy Corbyn masquerades as a Eurosceptic, a Brexiteer even, but of course he voted Remain, and he will do as the globalists demand. He's a globalist puppet just as much as Theresa May. I mean, he can sort of put up this veneer of Marxism and Trotskyism and extremism, but when push comes to shove, the bureaucrats will control him, and he'll just become another parrot of their sort of mantras, just like Theresa May is. We need a new voice in British politics. We need different voices to arise. We got Jacob Rees-Mogg. He seems to speak the truth. He's refreshing because he speaks the truth. He gets to the heart of the issues, and he values freedom, he values democracy, and he knows what works. We could have a dynamic, successful economy outside the European Union. No problem. We don't have to fear anything. We don't have to fear independence. We're the fifth, sixth biggest economy in the world. We're the capital of capital. London is the global centre of world finance. And of course, the European Union deals in goods, trades in goods. It doesn't really deal in trades and services, none of their regulations. So the city would be freer if it can escape from any of these sort of power grab moves from the European Union. So we would benefit enormously from being outside the European Union. The European Union is a political organisation which is simply seeking to empower itself at the expense of the nation state. And Theresa May refuses to pull out of that whole sort of strategy. She refuses to take back the nation state under the sovereignty of the British government. And she's made this phony deal with the Brussels bureaucrats. Our only hope is that there'll be a contest within the Tory party, that enough Conservative MPs value our sovereignty, value our independence, value our democracy to rise up in rebellion against this woman, this puppet. That's all she is, a puppet of the globalists. And that these new voices we see with Boris Johnson, Jacob Rees-Mogg, and other potential leaders, David Davis, even Michael Gove, if he has the courage and the foresight to leave the cabinet, they could be a fresh face at the head of the Conservative Party, willing to really fight for our independence, willing to truly believe that Britain will be better off as a sovereign nation. This is the core of the issue, belief. What do these people really believe in? Theresa May believes in a one world order. She believes that the world will be a better place if it's run by the European Union and the United Nations and these globalist institutions, these multinational corporations, and the day of the nation state will be over. I mean, for me, that's an horrific prospect, because we can't control these globalist organisations. They control us. They strip us of our citizenship. This is what this mass immigration is all about. They bring enormous numbers of alien people into our lands to undermine our sense of commonality, our sense of nationhood, our sense of shared citizenship. Because we're now a fractured nation. We're a fractured nation, and it's all different cultures pulling different ways, and we're losing the heart of Britishness, just as the French are losing the hearts of Frenchness, you know. And the Germany is being diluted. There is an ongoing sort of deliberate attempt to destroy the historic nations of Europe, because these people believe in this sort of new European identity. What is called I've seen the Kalergi plan, and it looks pretty valid to me. This is exactly the strategy they're following. They want to create a European army, a sort of overarching state to cover the whole of the European Union, and they want to mix the peoples up so the peoples lose their identity. They lose their sense of belonging. They lose the sense of their own destiny. And that, for me, that's a terrifying prospect. This is about all the certainties that we've lived with over the past hundreds of years, which have been the foundation on which we've built our success, are going to be taken away. And we're going to be controlled by these globalist elites who we cannot call to account. They seem to simply want to manipulate us. They use politics as a way to manipulate the people in order to get their own ends. They don't want to listen to the people. They don't want to listen to our hearts. They haven't got our interest at heart. And where's all this going to end? I mean, we thought we come to a stage where we were going to reclaim what is ours. We're going to reclaim our money from the European Union, these billions of pounds that we have to give them to finance their largesse and their bureaucratic machine. We thought we were going to reclaim that money, but no, apparently we're actually offering them more money than ever. We thought we were going to reclaim our ability to regulate our own society and our own economy, but we're not. They're going to have more power than ever to control us. We thought we were going to reclaim our right to make our own decisions and to judge our own issues, but we're not. The European Court of Justice is going to have control in perpetuity over the British people. So we're going to be humiliated. This so-called agreement is simply a surrender document. It's a humiliation of the British people. And Theresa May, of course, she'll say things which are totally contrary to reality. She doesn't live in a real world. She'll say this is the best route to Brexit. She has no intention of getting us a route to Brexit. Her whole agenda is to keep us engaged in the European Union, and eventually they'll just reimpose the whole political structure will be just reimposed upon us. This is not a clean break that we wanted. This is not the clean break that we voted for. So I hope you'll come and join me as soldiers in this battle to defend Britain and to defend the Western civilization from these globalist threats. Subscribe to this channel. If you can, donate, make a contribution. There's a PayPal link in the description. And together we will overcome. This is our heart. We will continue to struggle and we will go on to victory. Of that, I am sure.